So, I mean, yeah, normally travel stories are interesting, but it's not like tourists aren't usually interesting. But yeah, the low budget feel it dampens it, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I don't mind normally. Twist like that at the end, but it wasn't really well explained, it seemed to me. I mean, I didn't even really realize what was happening really, and I had to just read it externally. It really makes little sense. I mean, at the end there, that seemed to imply that the baby somehow became host, etc. But other than that, nothing else was really said. So in that sense, it's also not really doesn't really make sense. And I don't know. The supposed violence was the most strange, and I'm assuming the bit at the place where that room was located underground, wherever that was also just a charade or something, because they were indeed seemingly planning something together. So I don't know. But other than that, it really was idiotic. Like, of all the violence in all the movies, that split second there with the bet. I mean, what on earth was that? Why would anyone think that that is just fine to put in a movie? I have no idea. It looks so strange, and for what reason? Just steal some papers from some guy? I mean, um, the whole thing does seem cheap. It's strange because there was music. It's not like there wasn't, and yet somehow almost feels like there wasn't. Because I mean, it's not like most of the music wasn't interesting. It was mostly piano, but then like the theme music for the theft, supposed suspense music, it almost sounds meaty. It sounds like it was made on like very cheaply at any rate. I mean, it's not like all computer sounds are cheap, but MIDIs are usually cheap, and they're usually sort of a cheaper version of with regards to sound. For something else, it's usually more symphonic. This certainly didn't have anything that was symphonic. Obviously, symphonies do make a difference, but no, I don't suppose they could afford symphonies this. So yeah, that's the thing. But beyond that, I mean, yeah, I don't think the script was strange generally. I mean, it really forced these one line strangeness. Like, it's not like I mean, most movies have these one liners that are just there just to sort of say, oh, we can make a throwaway joke or whatever. But in comparison to all the other sort of cheapness in this movie, it sort of cheapened it even further. I don't know. I guess if you got a movie and you got a symphony behind it and such, symphonic music, and some lame throwaway jokes is sort of possible, that they don't destroy much. But when the movie is already sort of really cheap looking and feeling, throwaway jokes, yeah, especially if they are lame, and these do some more damage. And it's just I don't get what the point of these throwaway lines are, you know. Um, but anyway, when it comes to the premise, the entire of the mind's time travel thing, well, it's sort of interesting. I still don't know why it would sizzle the head for that reason. It didn't make no sense. I mean, why would you want to destroy the head anyway from it? Well, anyway, I don't know. This is just a premise at any rate, so it's not like Yeah, but otherwise, um, I've certainly seen better time travel movies, better romances as well. That's sense, and I don't know really. It was an hour and a half of strangeness. I actually haven't seen many though low budget sci-fi movies. I've seen minimalistic sci-fi time travel movies, like even more minimalistic than this. But then I guess you don't just need minimalism. I mean, minimalism doesn't equal cheap. Good to be minimalistic and still not be cheap. But this, despite there being something, at least they tried, with the gizmos and everything, but it still felt cheap. And I just seriously have no idea why they visited uh, some Scientology building at the beginning there. They didn't even say the word, but the subtitles at any rate clearly indicated it. And the half blocked wording on the building, the sign. Seriously, I have no idea why, though. Implying that they have anything to do with time travel would be absurd. But, and again, with the strange, literally the founder was a sci-fi writer, so I guess it sort of fits. But it's still, I don't know, that was really their building, but publicity isn't really, well, I suppose. They run the risk of being too famous with this obscure movie, really. It literally only has a couple hundred of raters. So, yeah, anyway, it's, this is the problem. I can't quite say exactly what makes it feel so cheap. Because, most of the piano music that it had was fine. That song there, sung by someone that played about 3, 4 times, was also fine, although it was beginning to play a bit too much. Other than that, though, I don't know, it had this lingering feeling of cheapness. And I couldn't even find how much it cost, so I cannot quite verify that. But it does seem like a low budget movie. It's not like there were many actors or anything, and props were fairly um, unspectacular, really. I just no, um just doesn't seem like it's really. It's not that sci-fi needs to be. I mean, like Doctor Who is sci-fi made on the cheap, really. It just feels so much more, though. Uh, yeah, let's not compare it with that. That's slightly different, I guess. Yeah. So, but seriously, even script-wise, though, even just Chris, regardless of special effects or visuals or anything. Uh, yeah, I mean, just script-wise, in comparison, it's so much better. But I mean, obviously, as I say, can't exactly compare. This team here seems to have been small anyway, but the script was so awkward. I think that's the word. Like, there was that one awkward character there that supposedly had money, but the entire movie really sort of reflected his character. He was as awkward as the movie was. Really, I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know, it's just a strange thing, and then they really supposedly went to just to each other's bodies or something. It makes no sense, unless something is clear. Not that twists aren't annoying by nature or anything, but it barely made it clear at all. Uh, uh, so that's the problem. Just with this, some things aren't even clear. Then just what's the point of even pointing towards something? I'm not sure. So yeah, I know that's the thing with this. Advice stuff, sure. I guess it's at least conceptually, it's sort of interesting.